Vortex is back with the review of the TRN BT20S, and obviously that comes with that. And this is the T2 cable, which is the 16 core cable. As you can see, it's a bit different to the really cheap cables I have. And I have another cable. This is I think it's a U cable, and there's the TRN 16 core, basically the same. But yeah, before I even get to that, good cable, does exactly what it's supposed to. Only negative really is the chin slider, which does nothing. As soon as you put any pressure, so it just moves. But yeah, it's for under £10 or well, under $10. Good cable really, because it comes in 0.75, 0.78 and MMCX connectors, and 2.5, 3.5 and I think 4.4 balanced. So yeah, not a bad cable. But yeah, let's get into this. So in the box you get the box, obviously. Mine's the 0.75 variant, because I wanted to use that with the 0.78. You'd only use 0.78 on to 0.75 earphones, because you can actually crack the connectors because the holes are too big. Obviously you include this. Don't lose these, because these cables aren't very, they're not easy to find. 2 micro USB connectors, and I found it took about, give or take, about 90 minutes for full charge, so it's not too bad. Here they are. Yeah, so I picked the 0.75 variant. See that little notch? That's it. Super easy to do. Yeah, L, R, and these obviously the BT20S model. The BT20 model, which looks exactly the same but is more like a glossy finish, more of a shiny finish, has a different chipset. These use Qualcomm, and I'm not sure what's in those. The problem is with these, which I'll get to in a bit, there's I'll get to in a bit, but yeah, one button. Obviously press it once is like when you play music, pause, unpause, hold it on for a couple of seconds, turns it on, keep holding it, puts into pair mode. It's very simple. It's quite self-explanatory how it all works. When you use one Bluetooth device, you kind of know how to use them all, because they're all kind of similar. Microphone for calls. They include some. People think it's got active noise cancellation, but it's not that. It's a DSP for when you're on a phone call, and the phone calls sound okay. They're not great, but they're not bad. It's not too bad at all. So yeah, so instructions, very straightforward, as you can read that. Super easy to turn on, turn off, receive end calls, it's all there. Super easy. I use these most of the time with my Shanling player, because this does aptX, and as soon as I pair them, it comes up straight away aptX. No problem at all. Connection was really good. I found it to be rock solid. I think it only dropped once when I used them. Connection between them, in my opinion, perfect. They never lost each other, if you understand what I mean, so they never had to get paired again. Distance from the player, I found, give or take, 10 meters, but all this depends on your location, because if you're in an area full of has a lot of radio signals, you may have problems. But personally, I had no problems whatsoever with anything like that, apart from that one drop, just once. It's like a millisecond. Yeah, so 0.75 connectors. I'll get into the good part. Battery life, 7 to 8 hours, give or take. Minimum was 7 that I saw. Sound quality I found was really good because this uses the Qualcomm. It's the QCC 3020, I think, from memory, and actual sound quality was really good. The buttons, how everything works is all good. No real problems or anything like that. The negatives is like what a few people have said is the hiss. So when you're playing no music at all, so you say if you've got a track paused, you can hear the hiss, you can hear the noise floor, which the BT20, I haven't personally heard, but the BT20 model doesn't do that, but these do. And I found if you're playing a track that's kind of it's kind of quiet, you can hear it a bit. And I tried these with a bunch of earphones like CCA C10, the C12, ZS10 Pro, and the Blonde BL03, which is probably the least sensitive at the bunch, and you can still hear it with that. So basically, lower the sensitivity, lower the hiss, but I can still hear it, which is a shame really, but to be honest, I kind of got used to it because the actual sound quality was good. And the other cons, shall I say, is see this. That's actually quite stiff. So depending on people's ear shape, that may or may not be a problem to you. For me, it wasn't, but for some people, it is. So, because everybody's ear anatomy is different. So your mileage vary maybe with that. And if you're a glasses user, then again, I use glasses sometimes, and I had no problem. If you have glasses which are got the thick rim, I don't know what's the best name, but it's quite thick. It all depends on how wide the top of your ear is, where it meets your head, that section. But then again, I had no problem, really. But yeah, if that was maybe if that's a touch softer and actually a touch longer, maybe a bit more beneficial. But from my experience, it was fine. So yeah, do I recommend these? Yes, but with those caveats of the hiss and the stiffness of that section. Because apart from that, I think they're really good. And anything out of Bluetooth that I've ever tried, I think these are the best sound quality out of everything. And my other options are these, the M0, the M5 T5s. These actually share the same chipset, but they don't have the noise floor like them. And also these, the MIFO 05s, but these are coming to probably twice the price of those. They get 6 to 7 hours, which is less, but look how smaller they are. It all depends on your usage. So wearing these in public is a bit less obvious than wearing these, because they kind of look like hearing aids. I haven't worn these in public, but you might look a bit, you may get noticed. So yeah, I think I'm out. I think that's all I can say really. Good, but obviously not perfect. I hope they do a revised model. I don't know what they'd call it, but if they could fix the noise floor a bit and make that a bit softer and a bit longer, and I think they'd be onto a winner, to be honest. And also, Theo are making one of these, but they look exactly the same, so I don't know if TRN is going to be their manufacturer, their ODM. So yeah, good stuff. So yeah, and I'll be back soon with my next video.